Hello, 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 stamping friends. How is everyone today? Alrighty, everybody. I'm going to wait just another minute or so to see if anybody joins me. Today is Wednesday, March 26, 2025, and I am Caron Bailey, your ATX Stampin' Lady, joining you all the way live from Austin, Texas. And I am inviting you to join me into the craft room, you guys. Come on in. Let's get started. Tonight is Wing It Wednesday, and we are going to wing it this evening with the one of the March kits. Every month, Stampin' Up releases 2 new kits. This is one of the kits. This is Maritime Moments. This is an all-inclusive kit, as you can see. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to create these cards for you tonight featuring the Maritime Moments kit. However, before we do that, guys, just another couple of announcements. Don't forget, on Friday is the last Friday of every month is our Paper Pumpkin Kit Together. This is an event where you join me live on Zoom, and we get together and we create these cards, okay? And this month, the March kit is the Daisy Daydream kit, and we'll get together on Friday to create the March 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit. Also, don't forget to register for the Stamp Camp. Stamp Camp is it's held on the 3rd Sunday of the month. It is my inaugural event, Stamp Camp. Last day to register is on April 1st. This gives me time to order materials that needs to be ordered, get them in time, and get them out to you guys in the mail so that you can participate in virtual Stamp Camp. It is a virtual event. So with let's get started with the card kit tonight, you guys. So if you are new to Stampin' Up, like I said, every month Stampin' Up releases brand new kits. Uh-oh, I'm missing something here. I don't know where the stamp set is. All right. It's not in the thing. Sorry, guys. Somehow the stamp set seemed to have gotten misplaced. All right, I got to figure this out. Not sure how we're going to make cards without the stamp set, huh? Okay. I guess we'll put them together and then stamp things out later when I find the stamp set. Huh. Well, isn't that interesting? All right. I'm a little flustered by that. That's the first time that's happened to me before. All right, guys. No, it's not in here. Well, I guess that's why we wing it, right? All right. So in the all-inclusive kit, you'll find the instructions to create the cards. It is a full layout. It is a 22-inch piece of cardstock or paper, and it has instructions to how to lay out what goes where and how to create these cards. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do most everything except the stamping. Even the ink spot's not in there. That means it fell out somewhere. I'm still flabbergasted by that, y'all. Anyway, so let's go ahead and let's put these cards together. I'm going to put the envelopes out of the way because we're not going to use those right now. But the envelopes, as you can see, we're going to create 6 cards today, 2 of each. I think this looks like, let me see, does it tell me what colors are in here? Mm-hmm. Well, there's no stamp set. That's why. Haha. Well, no. It's got to be a stamp set. Stamp set's right there. So the coordinating colors for this are Balmy Blue, Cajun Craze, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Gray Granite, Night of Navy, Pecan Pie, and Pool Party. So this is our Pool Party. This is our Cajun Craze. And this is our Night of Navy envelopes. So we can put these aside for right now. And then we're just going to go through and assemble our cards right now because until I can put my hands on that stamp, there's not much I can do, right? So you have your layout of what the stamps should look like in your kit. And here's what's included in on your stamp set. You have these images right here. The pelicans flying, a little sailboat, a lighthouse, and a sprig of some sort. That's what's on our stamp set, and I'm going to go find that as soon as I'm done with this card. So what I do when I prepare for card making is I go ahead and I put aside, I think the French, it's called, a French term called mise en place, I think is what it's called. So there's 2 of each, so I'm just going to go ahead right now and grab 1 sheet of each product. And what I try to do is I try to go ahead and put all the materials that I need for each card together in one pile, or 3 individual piles in this case, so that I know what goes with what. Okay, so we know that for this card we're going to need this, one of those. No, not that one. Yes, that one. We're going to need one of these. We're going to need one of these. And we're going to need one of these. Okay. And we're also going to need our one of these. And I think because I cannot put my hand on that stamp right now, I'm gonna just build that layer. But because it's got to be stamped on here, I'm not gonna add the stamp for it, okay? So here's what I'm seeing. This is card number 1. And what the instructions say to do is to add our double-sided tape. Sorry guys, you guys are troopers with me tonight. I got a little flustered because I don't know where my stamp set is. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. In order to finish these cards, right? this one needs a piece. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere those things that I can. I've got dimensionals open already, so I'm just gonna use what I have open. All right, so there's 2 dimensionals on this one. I like the bigger ones. Takes up um, more real estate. More real estate. All right, and then on our leaf here, we need some dimensionals or some glue tape. So when you do one of our all-inclusive kits, you do get a block. So I do accumulate my blocks. There's 3 on here. 1. And then I take my leftovers and I put them in like a travel kit. Right? Okay, so there we go with that. All right, so here it tells us first thing we should be doing is stamping the lighthouse image, and we should be stamping that right in this corner. Okay, I don't have my stamp, so I'm gonna have to build that later, right? So then the next thing it tells us is that on the back of this is we need to put some dimensionals. Now, I use way too many dimensionals. I would use way too many because I'm one of those people that every single piece of real estate will have to be covered, okay? That's kind of how I do it. Oh wait, I don't want to do that because I'm going to have to stamp that in here. So I can do that around there. I won't do it anywhere else, right? And so what I'm going to start to do is start to build this, right? So I can definitely put one there. Okay. And I'm just going to build this on here. More than one way to skin a cat is what they tell me. Right? And then from there, we go ahead and we'll add this. And I'm going to add it high enough so that I don't have to... All right, and then this is going to go about here. Wait, that's not straight. This is going to be so interesting. Yes. Okay. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to add our image. And just like that, you guys, you can create beautiful cards with one kit, one investment in the kits. Okay, there's that. That's going to go there. And then this is going to go right about here. Okay. guys, that's pretty much it for the first card, except I do need to stamp it. So when I do find my stamp set, I will go ahead and add that, and then this will build, we'll add it right here, and then our first card will be finished. Okay? All right, that would be card number 1. That one has the blue envelope. So what I'm going to do is put this in here, and then I'm also going to put all the other parts and pieces for the second companion to this, so that we have everything we need to create this card. This, 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 and this. All right, next card that we're going to make, let me grab some of this stuff and move it out of the way. We'll start with this base. Oh, I forgot this one. This goes in that one too. All right, so what do we need for this card? We need this card base. We're going to stamp on this one as well. We're going to stamp on this one as well. And need our little anchor. This one might be a little challenging, you guys, because we stamp on it twice. Let's see, yeah, we stamp on here twice, and so we might not be able to do this card just because I don't have, give me 1 second, let me see if I can find that stamp set. I was looking things over the other day and I might have just moved it, and so I'm just trying to make sure that I should have checked it again today. Nope, not there. They say the best laid plans of mice and men. All right. All right, everybody. I am trying very hard to put this kit together with you tonight, but I do need that stamp set for it to work. So, just might scrap this card tonight, or this kit tonight. Because that is just not making itself appear to me. You know, it's not making an appearance. And I'm probably going to have to turn up my entire craft room to be able to put my hands on that. All right, so we are going to, instead of having you guys waste your time, we are definitely going to wing it on this Wednesday with creating a card, okay? Nope, we're just going to wing it. And I'm just doing that because I don't have that stamp set and there are just too many parts and pieces that I need to have done. So instead of doing that, I'll come back on another day and I'll finish this card. But I promised you a video and a card tonight, so I am gonna get crafty for you, with you. I thought I put it in something, but I don't know where. I took it out of the box. All right, well, see, I told you my craft room would just overturn itself. And that's what it's trying to do. All right, so I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with one of my new stamp sets that I got during pre-order. And let's just make a quick card with it and see what we can do. All right, so let's go find those. And this is going to be a very simple card. Because everything is everywhere. Oh, let's do this one. So this is Thankful Garden. This is a suite. It has dies, stencils, and embossing folder. No, I'm sorry, stencils and dies. Oh, look at this. Isn't this pretty? All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a really quick card here. And this is definitely a Wing It Wednesday kind of deal. And we're going to focus on stenciling. All right, so we're going to grab a piece of basic white, and it's going to be a single layer card, right? And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut 1.5 inches off of one side, right? So we know that this is 8.5 by 5.5. It's already scored at 4.25. So I'm just going to cut off 1.5 inches. Okay. Let's save that, right? So now we are working with a piece of cardstock that is 7 by 5.5. And if scored at, well, it was scored at 4.25. So if you wanted to do that, you could definitely do it that way, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to burnish this fold really, really well. I saw this technique, I believe it was Gina K is where I saw the technique. And nothing seems to be where it's supposed to be in my world right now. I've got 1,000,001 bone folders, and at this moment I cannot put my hand on any one of them. All right, so we're going to burnish this fold really, really well because we want it to stay down there, okay? And I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock. Now you can use this, you can use it in, I can use it right here on the glass mat, but I'm probably going to want to be a little bit flexible with it. So I'm going to grab a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock and some masking tape. Okay. I'm going to grab that green tape. Actually, mint tape is what it's called. And this mint tape is, I think it's a quarter inch. You can use any size mint tape, but I'm going to use the 1/4 inch. Okay. And what I want to do with this is I'm going to tape this down on here. Now I'm going to make sure that it is flush with the base line of the edges right there. Okay. And this is why I chose to do a little piece of cardstock to rotate. If you had like a little wood cutting board or a little glass separate board, you could do that. This was just easy and it was available. Okay. And I don't want that big of a border, right? So I'm just going to make sure that the bottom of the mint tape is flush with the edges of the cardstock. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. All right. So now we're going to grab our stencils. We're going to get ready to, now the Thankful Garden decorative stencils or decorative mask, Stampin' Up calls them mask. It's 1, 2, 3, it's 5 stencils. And you're able to stencil either one of the floral images. Okay? And then the leaves, the coordinating leaves. Okay? Are the last 2. I think I'm just going to do both. Okay? So, let's So I'm going to use all of my resources to stencil this. So I'm going to make my notch, and then I'm also going to use these magnets on here, okay? Because I might do more than one of each flower. We'll see. Now, my color palette that I want to work with tonight, and guys, we are definitely doing this on the fly, okay? Hydrangeas, I think these are purple to me, so I'm going to work with Petunia Pop, Gorgeous Grape, and maybe some Night of Navy. All right, I'm also going to grab a piece of scrap paper, which I have plenty of around here. And with that scrap, just going to make sure that I cover here so that I don't go outside the lines, kind of deal. And we're going to start light. And everything we're doing, we want it to cross all sides. Right? Stenciling can be, or masking can be, so mindless sometimes. Excuse me. And sometimes you don't get the true look and feel of what that project is until you're actually done. So don't give up on it. Right? All right, so we've got this. And I'm going to work them one at a time, only because, whoa, what's this? Ugh. So our second one, we're going to go with some Highland Heather. We're going to put this right back in the notch. Okay. Put our magnets back in. We're in the purple family. Gorgeous Grape. This is definitely a Wing It Wednesday kind of night, y'all. We were making the Maritime Moments kit, However, I seem to, the stamp set seemed not to be in the kit. Not Stampin' Up's fault, just I don't have it in the kit. I may have moved it, and so it did require that use of the kit, and so because of that, I just chose to kind of wing it. I'm just going to go a little bit darker around the edges. Make those pop a little bit more. And then the last piece with this one is going to be our Knight of Navy. Okay. There's that. And then we get to do our leaves. And how do we know where our leaves go? Oh, the majority of the leaves are going to come off. Okay, so we'll end up doing more leaves because this is not going to um, hmm. And let's go with, I think maybe garden green might work well in there. All right, so what I'm going to do, since I see how much that's not going to cover on there, is I'm now going to do my other flower. Same color patterns, right? Okay, let's go this way. And I'm just going to notch this right here as well. Now I'm trying this with this stencil, but you can make this work with any stencil or mask that you have in your collection. And make it work that way. Our second stencil was our gorgeous grape. And again, you can make it as light or as dark as you'd like your color combination to be. Okay. And then the last color was the blue for the actual flower. Let's go ahead and line this up. And I know that you guys can't see me, but I'm definitely having to stand up a little bit just to make sure that I can actually see. See, to make sure it's lined up properly. And because we're making this as a one layer card, having the stencil and the coloring cross both layers will just make it look and appear as if you have more than one, you have a lot of dimension in your card, okay? And I'm going to bring this guy right about here. And then the last color, and I'm just going to go over this very lightly with the excess that's still on the brush. Okay. And then the last is this. But to make this just a little bit more oomph, I'm going to, after I'm done with this layer, I'm going to add just a little bit of something extra. Okay. Because I see it in my mind's eye. And because I see it in my mind's eye, I gotta try to make it work. All right, one more stencil. And this one's gonna go over the entire project. I didn't think about that before. Give me 1 second. Let me find one. I just kind of put one away the other day. I got lots of off-brand stencils, guys. Give me just a minute. Oh. Oh, no, I can't. Yeah. Let's see if these will work. Oh, no, those are snowflakes. These are from the I found the Abundant Beauty stencils. That's more wintry. That's what happens when you're not prepared. All right, let's use these. Not really what I wanted, but let's just use them. Let's just use them. So what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to put this over the entire piece right here. Ooh. I'm going to use a little bit of this. I'm just Breaking it all out tonight. I got this Astro Paste stuff from so, so we're gonna see how we actually like it. Now sometimes everything doesn't always work on everything, right? So we're gonna give ourselves a little bit of grace. I want to see what the color looks like. I think I may have just covered my, I should have just done it in this area, but that's okay. The things you figure out and you realize. I had a little bit of it go all across, some of it on the image, some of it not. Um, and I have absolutely no idea what it's going to look like. It's a new product to me. Not bad. Let me go put this in some water. I'll be right back. It has to dry a little bit, so we're probably going to leave that as it is for now till it dries. All right. So now we've added texture and dimension to this one layer card in multiple different ways, right? So let's remove our tape. And normally I would keep this, but because it's got the paste on it, we're not going to be able to keep that. Guys, check this out. I like it. Yes, I think it's gorgeous, right? So we have this one layer card. Look at all that dimension on here, right? And then we're just going to put a simple sentiment right across this, and our card will be finished. I will post a picture, once this is dried, I will post a picture of the complete card. so you can see what the final product looks like. So guys, again, thank you for joining me this evening. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your grace. I will find the stamp set for the Maritime Moments stamp set or kit, and then I will go live again and I will complete that card kit with you live on air. But in the meantime, guys, we definitely did a Wing It Wednesday. And here's the card that we won. And I will share the final product with sentiment in my Facebook group so you can see what it looks like. On that note, you guys, thanks for joining me this evening. Again, thank you for your patience and thank you for your grace. And y'all, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And happy stamping!